Good evening. It's 8:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March 13th, 2019, Wednesday. I decided to replace the video that I previously put up because I kind of slapped that together at a moment's notice. So I think I could do one when I have more time, a little bit clearer. My previous video before that, you all realize that I got a letter from Coinbase admitting that those two walls that were up there were Kelly walls, and they accused their market maker of putting them up, and they also stated false statements that the market maker was allowed to be putting up these trades or doing whatever he damn pleased. Now, I'm going to start this over again because, like I said, I was in a rush this morning, and it was kind of rushing through everything, and I didn't make a straight linear line for people to understand what's going on. So when I first decided that I spotted those kettle and walls and came up with the formula, the first thing I went was to one agency. It was the CFTC. Susan Grandam is the head lawyer, and the Deputy Director, Matt Hunter, who I spoke to directly. The CFTC, after I reported to numerous times at Coinbase that their books were manipulated, I decided, well, since Coinbase is not going to respond, I went to the CFTC. I forwarded them most of the videos that you see here on my channel. After they reviewed them, said, Mr. Russo, we find you to be correct. Now, for those people that at the CFTC, they have a lot of experience on this. So you got 4 lawyers there. It's an easy 40 years of experience sitting there that's telling me that I'm correct, that the market is being manipulated. I spotted it. I showed them in the books. They said I am correct. They told me be prepared to testify against Coinbase. Okay. The second agency I went to was the New York State Attorney General. One of my videos after I spoke to them, they understood that what was going on after they reviewed my evidence. They said, yes, Mr. Russo, you are correct. Please make yourself available at a moment's notice to testify. Now that's 2 agencies. So now after I haven't heard anything from them for a while, I went to a third agency, the New York Department of Financial Services. They're the ones that issued a bit license for Coinbase to operate in New York State and New York City. So I sent the evidence to them. Now they looked at it and they said, yes, Mr. Russo, you are correct. They went to Coinbase and said, what are you guys doing? Why are these people complaining that you're manipulation and they're pointing it out in your books? Well, Coinbase turned around in the letter that says, well, I didn't give them any detail. We all know that's a lie because my videos on here, I have them on the phone, and I'm telling them exactly where to find these kettle and trades, what price they're at, how much, the market size and everything, so they can find this and stop it. Well, Coinbase, just like any common criminal, denied that there was any manipulation going on in their books. Okay, there was no manipulation. No, he's wrong. He's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Mr. Russo doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. Now it went from there was no market manipulation in the books, and when the New York State Financial Services says, look, you answer this inquiry or we revoke your bit license and you don't trade in New York City anymore, all of a sudden they came out, well, you know, there was a little misunderstanding. Yeah, the kettle and walls were there, and you know, it wasn't Coinbase, it was the market maker. Now all of a sudden, I didn't know what it went from I didn't know what I was talking about, me, Mr. Russo, and there was no market manipulation. Then when the NYFDS says, well, look, you either answer this inquiry, we'll shut you down here in New York. Then it went to, oh, yeah, there is manipulation, but this is a special circumstance because this is the market maker. He's allowed to manipulate. I never heard something so dumb in my life. So it's the typical action of a criminal. The example I can give you is the criminal gets arrested. I didn't do nothing. It wasn't me. Well, there's a picture of you standing right next to the guy standing there with a gun. Oh, that's not me. That's my friend holding the gun, robbing the guy. Then it's going to come out later down the line, okay, it wasn't my friend, it was me. It's the typical criminal mentality. Though these people think they're smart and oh, this is something nobody can understand. We'll just muddy the waters and we'll point fingers now. It's beyond that. A lot of people lost a lot of money on Litecoin with this manipulation scam that they got running on here. Okay, now you're gonna blame the market maker? No, I don't believe it, because first of all, how many market makers do you have on Coinbase across the board? The letter said that there was. You guys said you have one market maker, and he's involved in every pair that's on Coinbase. So if you got one market maker, he's monopolizing the whole thing. I don't think this guy's a market maker. I think it's just he's the manipulator. And now that the heat is on, they don't want to lose their bit license. They just made up a story. You know, the shiny little turd, the turd of bullshit now is rolling downhill and it's picking up more shit. So you're going to hear more and more, how would you say, finger pointing and more elaborate lies. Because now they don't want to get in trouble. So they admit it in the letter. First they went, there was no market manipulation. And the NYFDS says, you better answer this letter or we're going to revoke your bit license. We want an answer. They gave an answer, and the answer was, it wasn't me. It was somebody that looked like me. It was a market maker who was in there putting up those kettle and walls. But the market maker is special, since he's providing liquidity, he's allowed to manipulate the price. That's what the letter said. So they went from no manipulation for a whole year. I was wrong. There was no manipulation in the books. I didn't know who I was talking about until this week. Now there is manipulation in the books, but it's the market maker, and he's allowed to manipulate the books. So that's what I have to say. These guys are criminals. Beware. If you guys don't believe me, I got all the letters I could show you. I'll post them up if anybody wants to read them. So I'm done here.